be the best that you never had.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the EPF YouTube channel. We are live from Pilsen, Czechia for the fifth day of the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championship, the second day of the open part of this championship. This morning's flight, two groups, the open 63s and the open 93s. We have 10 lifters in the 63s, 12 in the 93s. And it's going to be an intense battle in both of these weight classes for the win and for the podium. My name is Alexandre Naudin and I'm here joined by Ivan Eratzem.
Hello Alex, things are looking exciting indeed, and we'll be heading on straight into the 63s in about half a minute.
We have openers ranging from 142.5 to 220 in the 63 kilo class. Just so you know, the European Open record is also the world record. It is 260. Pretty far, but not that far. Maybe 2 jumps for the Bulgarian Radostina Lulova. Let's see what she has in store for us today.
Absolutely, all depends on how the openers move here.
And the first one to open will be Céline Spina from Belgium. 142.5. Just 2.5 kilos of a personal best for the Belgian teacher. Spotters are ready, the refs are ready, the 3-man jury also. The competition is underway, Erasim.
The bar is loaded. Let's go. Give her a round of applause. It's the first victor of today in this European Championship in Equipped Powerlifting.
Can we start on a good note? Hopefully yes, with Celine. That looked on the harder side for an opener. 2-1, a good lift, but a red card from the left side referee.
Yeah, it seems the depth is somewhat under question here. We'll see on the replay. Should be just about alright, but the jury will have a look at that.
And if you are a family member watching at home, depth is the hip crease going below the top part of the knee for the squat to count. Now into Lubika. Polka Rabova from Slovakia, 155. Back-to-back teachers on the platform.
And unfortunately, there's going to be a no lift. Just running out of steam during the top part of the lift. We'll see on the replay if maybe there was a technical mistake.
The bar is loaded. Raluca opening at 157.5.
I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it's a case of opener nerves. Could be.
Maybe. Let's hope she can recover from that.
The Romanian Raluca Ionita opening with 157.5. How about the lights for that opener? 3 white lights. She's on the board.
Coming up next from
And no doubts here, 3 white lights. You really don't want to leave any room for doubt here, and I think she did just that.
matching her.
Went exactly as deep as she needed.
The bar is loaded for Finland.
Janika Selvinoinen from Finland, 190, matching her personal best with her opener. Well, I think that depth is going to be hard to judge with the knees pointed that much outwards and no lift 2-1.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, I think. When the lifters point their knees very far outwards, it can alter the perception of depth. It's harder to see, harder to judge, but of course our referees are very capable.
Next out is Sofia Raja from Finland, 192.5.
38 seconds on the clock.
The bar was announced loaded 30 seconds ago, which means she has now 27 more seconds to receive the squat command. She might be in a rush here.
She's gonna have to hurry up a bit.
15 seconds to unrack, settle, present the bar and receive the command. 10 seconds. She's going to beat the buzzer, I think.
Just about beats the buzzer. That was fairly heavy, unfortunately not deep enough. I was afraid of that, to go a bit lower.
She didn't really have to rush the setup, so I don't think the setup was the issue here. Just testing the waters. Is this squat going to pass or do I need to squat deeper? The answer it is deeper you go.
Emilia opening at 195.
Emilia Pituelli from Italy, 195.
She will be followed by Hall, Wiehauser and Darman.
You can hear the coach giving her advices as to when to go up. And those advices seem to be working. 2-1, a good lift. The Italian is on the board.
Great Britain's Catherine Hall. The bar is loaded.
But with one red card on the left side, you want that squat to be at least this deep. 1 centimeter higher would have got you more red cards, I think.
I should definitely be in danger there if she were to cut any depth at all.
Let's see what the British Catherine Hall has in store for us today with 195 her opener, 5 kilos shy of her PB of 200.
Oh, and I think she
lost it at the bottom, most definitely, but she managed to recover.
a blue light from the center referee. We'll see on the replay if there was any kind of downward motion. I don't think there was, but she clearly lost it at the bottom. She's gonna want to hit the hole tighter and more prepared for the ascent.
Definitely forward movement, but no downwards movement. Ruth Vierhauser from Austria, 195.
That looks strong. We'll see if the depth was there. Unfortunately not.
That was not difficult by any means, but just not deep enough.
Well, as long as it is fairly comfortable so that she can retake it and goes those extra couple centimeters lower, I think she is okay here.
Yeah,
Well,
this is not an opener that has us worried. And now someone we were waiting to see because she's been part of this championship from the beginning, Mélodie Darmon from France, opening with 205. Let's see how she does today. She has the heart of a lion and is so determined to do well today after working on this championship every day. I don't think there's any doubt about depth here.
I think she's seen enough championships on and off the platform that she knows she needs to be very sure with her depth. And it's absolutely what she does here.
That's 3 white lights, a good lift. At the moment, she's forecasted in 4th position with the same total that the third has and just 2.5 kilos away of 2nd position. Should all go well, she could make a run at vice champion.
Well, absolutely, and quite a few of the competitors battling it out for the podium have missed their opening attempts, so she might be in with a chance here.
And the last opening attempt goes to Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria, 220. Both a gym owner and an athlete. That looked fairly comfortable. How about the lights? They're all white. She's on the board.
And that is round 1 over, with 6 of the lifters making their opening attempt. 4 of the lifters will have to do better on their seconds.
Absolutely, we are missing the Finnish Silvanoinen, the Slovakian Palkorabova, the other Finnish Chaya, and the Austrian Biase.
Now let's hope they can make their attempts on the second try, but 2 of them have gone 5 kilos up. We'll see what that means for their chances in the competition.
Second round starting now with Celine Spina from Belgium jumping 5 kilos. That would be a 2.5 kilo PB. To be fair, her opener looked a bit harder than expected. So let's see how she manages that 147.5. It looked just about the same, but is it deep enough? According to the referees, it is 2-1, a good lift.
It's a 2-1, and she gets
A new PB?
squat, new PB. And some lifters just have the style of squatting. They squat slowly and grindily. I don't know if that's a word, grindily, but they grind.
If she keeps on squatting like that, she might have 5 more kilos.
Oh, absolutely.
Retaking her opener is the Slovakian Lubika Polkorabova, 155. We want to see her get that squat. She missed it because she might have lost the bar path. Was not a case of depth. But here I think she clearly cut depth, am I right?
The referees seem to agree with you.
is what tends to happen when you miss your opener on a technicality. You feel less confident when that second try comes around and you cut a bit of depth.
Yeah, she definitely cut depth here, and that might be the problem.
Safe and already on the board is Reluka Unita, looking to improve by 5 kilos from 157.5 to 162.5. She keeps the rack on her way out, manages to settle and stabilize. That looked just about the same as the opener.
There's a red light from the center referee, but the side referees agree that the depth was adequate. Yeah, I think she should be alright there.
Yeah, that angle makes her look good. It looks deep enough. Not much discussions going on in the jury. I think she's safe. Bar is loaded for Finland and Sofia Raya retaking 192.5. She was not far off last time around.
Just has to do it a little bit better to be on the board. And she has stayed at the same weight, so she should be able to do this.
That was definitely deeper.
It's 3 white lights, but it was significantly harder than her opening attempt. We'll see how much she jumps on in weight and whether she can squat it.
But thankfully she's now on the board. And she's the athlete that's forecasted in third position at the moment. Her fellow Finnish, Janika Silvanoinen, looking to do the same, but she bumped up her attempt by 5 kilos. That makes it for 195 after missing 190 for depth. And those same knees pointed outwards.
It's a 2-to-1 good lift this time. We'll see on the replay how close it was and whether the jury might intervene.
It means she adjusted. Is it going to be enough to be safe?
I think she just dipped below the required line there.
I think it was significantly better, and the jury seemed to agree. She's also on the board, so we're now only missing 2. We're still missing Behuyster from Austria and Falkoraba from Slovakia. And nowadays Catherine Hall from Great Britain jumping 5 kilo to match her personal best of 200.
And that moves like the second attempt is expected to move. It's a 2-to-1 good lift. That goes from the right side referee. We'll see on the replay from the perspective of the left side where she gets the white light from. And I think she's just about in.
I think she's on the fence. This one's arguable on both sides. Is it going to be enough to keep her safe? I think it's going to be the case. Having the chance to finally hit the scoreboard is Ruth Vihase from Austria. She missed 195 for depth. Decided to go up 5 kilos. That makes it 200. Her best squat in competition is 213. So surely that's doable. That definitely looks deeper.
Oh, and it's quite a fight. Cannot stand it up.
Uh-oh.
And Ruth Vihauser is now in trouble. She jumps 5 kilos. always a risky move when you miss your opening attempt. And let's hope she doesn't regret that.
Fingers crossed that the technique can click in the third round of squats. Moving on to the Italian Emilia Pituelli from 195 to 202.5. And great catch by the spotters. No lift for the Italian.
That spells trouble.
Whether or not that was strength or technique, it is pretty hard to judge. I think she was standing very upright, but maybe too seated in her squat. Now into Mélodie Darmon from France. She opened on a nice 205. She's jumping 10 kilos. That makes it 215 on the bar. That would be a 2.5 kilo PB for our good lift operator on the platform.
Oh, let's see if she is as smooth of an operator with a squat as she is with good lift. Come on, Melo.
Come on, what a grind from Melo.
Wow. That was quite an effort, but unfortunately unable to squat the 215 up.
That was so close, so close. She'll get a second shot at it. Unfortunately, she didn't manage that attempt. We hope she didn't empty the tank on that one, but it looked like a great grind in the making. Just couldn't lock it out. Last squat of the second round, Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria, 230. That's a 10 kilo jump. And with that one, she would be 100% safe for squat gold. And there it is. 3 white lights, a good lift. Squat gold goes to Bulgaria.
She is looking strong at this point. If everything goes well for her in the bench and deadlift openers, she might run away with this one. But it's still all to play for the podium spots.
So like I said, closing on squat gold is Radostina Lulova. For the time being, we have Mélodie Darmon with 205 in silver medal and Catherine Hall in bronze medal, with 10 more squats to be made in that third round for the 63s. We're still missing 2 lifters, Razem Vajhose from Austria and Polko Rabova from Slovakia. And to open the third round is Celine Spina from Belgium, 152.5, back-to-back 5 kilo jumps.
Yeah, some of the lifters are doing really well, taking smart jumps, while some are unable to get a squat in the first 2 rounds. That was super heavy, but I'm afraid she might have cut too much depth here, and the referees seem to agree.
From afar, it looked very different from her 2 previous attempts. And the replay shows the same. No lift for the Belgian, but 2 for 3 in the squat event. Bar is loaded for the Slovakian we're missing on the board, Lubika Polkorabova, retaking 155 once again. In the past, she managed 162.5 in competition. Surely 155 is doable.
It should be. It should be, and let's hope it is.
Is she strong enough on the day? This is what matters. Make it count.
And just cannot stand up. She hit the hole too hard there. And that is our first athlete of the day out of the competition.
She can still compete for a bench medal or a deadlift medal, but she won't be able to register a total in the competition. The Slovakian is out. 167.5 for Raluca Junita from Romania. Also doing back-to-back 5 kilo jumps. That won't change her placement in the squad event. She will stay 7th, but building the subtotal. Stuck at the bottom. Unfortunately, no lift for the police women.
Just cannot stand up. And I think that was clear. She hit the hole and just no oppose movement. She tried, but just too heavy.
Yeah, she emptied the tank on her second attempt. So 2 for 3 in the squad events. Moving on to the Finnish Sofia Raya. She missed 192 on her opener. Corrected perfectly in the second round. She's jumping 5 kilos. That makes it 197.5.
And from the looks of it, there's going to be quite a lot of movement, quite a big fight for the bronze medal position in the squads here. In the following attempts.
But this wants to go from 6th to 4th in the squad event. But looking in the long run at a podium finish. And once again,
no lift. Once again, a no lift. She goes 1 for 3 in the squats.
And that one might come and haunt her back when the third deadlift comes around, because she's very much in a fight for a podium finish. Also someone that's in a fight for a podium finish, but that's yet to have a squat on the board. The Austrian Ruth Vihasa reattempting 200. She missed 195, decided to go up to 200. Was that the right call?
Let's hope it was. Otherwise, she might be out of this competition. Really needs this. And she managed to stand up. Let's wait for that. It's 3 white lights this time, and she is safe. Ultimately, the 5 kilo jump did not cost her. Might have brought her closer into contention for the medals.
And for the time being, she's in squad bronze. That's the best she's looked so far.
And maybe just needed 2 extra warm-up attempts.
Also taking 200 is Janika Silvanoinen from Finland. She opened on 190, missed it, got 195 in the second round. So back-to-back 5 kilo jump, but this one's for 5 kilo personal best on the platform.
And she stands up no problem, but we'll have to wait for depth. And the center referee seems to think it was not enough, but the side referee say it was. That's going to be a good lift.
Let's gauge whether or not she should be safe. I think I see a head nod from the jury. That must be a great sign for her. Now the Italian Emilia Pittuelli, she's going to attempt 205. This would give her provisional silver in the squad event. She only managed 195 so far, missed 202.5 on depth. Make this one count. There's a medal on the line, Emilia.
And that is just too heavy.
Yeah, that looked like a case of strength.
That is unfortunate.
I don't think she missed on depth in the second round. She missed because she looked to be too seated on her heels, and I think that's what happened again here.
Yeah, it seems so, just not hitting the hole quite in the right way, and you don't have the positioning to power up with your legs, with the use of the reps and the suit.
So there's a guaranteed gold medal for Lulova, guaranteed medal, we don't know the color yet, for Melody Darmon, and Catherine Hall is going to attempt the silver medal to go from 5th to 2nd with that 205. A bit shaky on the way out. Could she manage depth? Yes, she could. 3 white lights, a good lift. So for now, she's in silver medal position in the squat with Melody Darmon in bronze medal position. 2 more squats to go, one for Melody, one for Radostina from Bulgaria. Bar is loaded for the French Melody, retaking to 15. Once again, that would be a 2.5 kilo personal best. That
And
second one was a heavy grinder.
this would go a long way into securing her chances of a podium.
We know she has heart. We know she has the strength. Can she manage that attempt for a silver medal in the squat event here at Europeans?
Just has to do it exactly right. And it's going up. Oh, and just misses it. We thought she was through.
She started to shake at the top and couldn't manage the lockout.
What a battle, but she's going to be taking home the bronze medal in the squats.
With the knees kicking back, she started shaking and couldn't quite lock out, but still she gets a bronze medal in the squat event and is looking very much in the battle for the podium. The last squat attempt for the 63s, Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria, back-to-back 10 kilo jump, 40 kilos for a 5 kilo PB. She already has squat gold, but this is to extend the lead. Oh, she's looking strong.
That seems like just about the right third attempt there. Gets a red light from the center referee, but the sides are white.
We'll have a look at the replay. She's on the fence, but I think she should be safe. It's hard to overturn that kind of squat. So the squat podium for the 63s with 205 from France. Melody Darmon gets squat bronze. With that same best attempt, but lighter on body weight, Catherine Hall from Great Britain gets squat silver. And with a 35 kilo lead, 240, Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria gets squat gold. Moving on to the 93s, we have 12 lifters, Razem. And the widest range of openers you can get, we're gonna go from 220 to 370. A 370 opener for the Ukrainian Vasil Spandut. That is massive, especially considering the European Open record is 405.
Oh, he's definitely going for that if he makes his opening attempt.
And the first one to open is Dan Andrei Idek from Romania, 220.
Looks like a reasonable opener. 3 white lights and a good lift.
Next out is Josh Inman from Great Britain, 275. He's 24 years old and has only been competing 1 year. So he started off in his late junior years And he's already at Europeans. Oh, that's a lovely opener.
That is a beautiful opener here, and it's 3 white lights, a good lift for Inman.
Not much more you can ask for an opener. Very deep, very speedy, very comfortable, up to standards. Nicely done. Bar is loaded for Stepan Zimmerman from Poland, 310. Three white lights, another lovely opener. The experience cleanly shown here. Yeah, that looked just right. Perfect squat.
Yeah, technique-wise, it looked almost like a raw squat, really showing you how good he is at manipulating the reps in the suit to execute the perfect lift.
And now on the platform, the Portuguese David Rodrigues Campos. And he's going to have a lot of supporters from two countries, both Portugal and France. He's very important in France, being the president and one of the league of our federation. Let's see how he looks with 310. It's a battle, a bit uneven on the way up.
That was not easy, and he gets 2 red lights from the side referees. I think the depth was just not quite there.
Gonna have a look at the replay to see whether he was far off.
Very much on the fence. I don't think he needs to go much lower. Just needs to convince the referees.
Now opening with 3:15 is Margus Silbaum, the Estonian. 49 years old, 30 years of experience in the sport. That is impressive. And I've seen him compete both in and out of equipment.
I think I remember him from somewhere.
Oh, he's looking good.
He's looking very good.
3 white lights, a solid opener. And if you've watched the stream of the European Masters in Albi, I think this is where you might remember him from.
Might be 30 years of experience. Definitely what you could call longevity in the sport.
Next out is Peter Novak from Slovakia, 320 as his opener.
That is a comfortable looking opener, but unfortunately not deep enough. It is really, really hard to tell.
In terms of depth, I think he looked just like David, so it makes sense that it got red lighted.
I'd agree. Just about on the limit, and unfortunately on the wrong side of it.
Olsen Nikolai from Denmark, 325. Pretty snappy opener. 2-1, a good lift.
That score from the center referee. We'll see on the replay how it looks. I think it should be all right there.
I think there's troubles with one of the colors. The referees are up and inspecting what's happening on the platform. They want to make sure everything is safe for the lifters, and they're also making sure there's no misloads. If we have more information coming down to us, we'll explain. But for now, it might be a great time to thank one of the sponsors we haven't been thanking so far. It is ESN, Elite Sports Nutrition, providing us with great free samples all throughout this championship. Top-notch sports nutrition, whey protein, and all the supplements you can dream of. Check them out here at the booth in Pilsen or on their website esn.com. Back to the action with Mikael Dahl from Denmark, 327.5. That would be a 2.5 kilo PB just with the opener. Very bouncy squat, but not a very deep one. No lift, 2-1 for the Danish.
With the bouncy squats, you reach the bottom position for a very short time. And it can be very hard to determine if you had gone just low enough or just not low enough.
Now Alex Kambre Oasen from Iceland, 327.5. The first to the last four openers. That is enough. 3 white lights for his opener.
That was an excellent opening attempt. I'm gonna throw it out there. He has some space to go upwards.
Matthew Hallett from Great Britain opening with 332.5. Another bouncy squat, but that one looked a bit deeper to me from afar. 3 white lights, a good lift. And looks like our eyes are wide open this morning. Not many mistakes from us.
That seems really just about deep enough.
We haven't been jinxing the lifters today.
We are very friendly commentators.
Now into Elias Brandecker from Austria, 355. The second to last opener.
Now we're really heading in the way above battle for the squat. Gold and silver.
And judging by his opener, he's the favorite of the day, Elias. He waited, listened to his coach, and got 2 whites. It's a good lift, but 1 red card from the chief referee.
It's important to listen to the coach. You really have absolutely no feeling whatsoever how low you are in the super tight suit and wraps.
And the last one to open, looking to be the vice champion. The runner-up, Vasil Spandut from Ukraine, 370. His registered PB is 375. He's very young, at 19 years old, a junior competing in the Open.
Oh, 9 years old, that's barely out of the sub-juniors, but already 9 years of competition experience. This man has been trained for this from a very young age. Oh. What went wrong there?
I can clearly see a balance issue here. But is it a balance issue because of the weight or just a mishap in the technique?
It seemed to be just slightly scrappy execution.
So for now, Alex Scambrio-Rasson is in third, Matthew Hallett from GB in second, and Elias Brandecker in the lead. With a lot more squats to go, 24 more attempts to go to determine who gets medals in the squat event. Second round starting with Dan Andre Hidik from Romania, 230, a 10 kilo jump.
And that is quite a battle towards the top, but he gets the 3 white lights and a good lift.
Next lifter out, Great Britain's Josh Inman. Will be followed by Rodriguez, Novak and Silva. The bar is open
Next out
for
is Josh Inman from Great Britain, jumping 50 kilos from 275 to 290.
290 kilos, which is a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Possibly a new squat PB for him as well.
And that is looking easy for Josh Inman. 3 white lights and plenty of room to go for his third attempt.
And Hidik, the Romanian, has X'd out his last attempt.
Yeah, I think it's the same as yesterday with his teammate. He's here for a bench press medal.
Now, David Rodriguez Campos retaking 310 After missing depth by a few centimeters, he's very much capable of this. No doubt about that. It's a matter of inches. It's scrappy, but he fights it.
Oh, it's a huge fight. Just cannot stand up.
He's not gonna go out without a fight. There's one more attempt to go for him, but he looks to be uneven on the way up. That left side is going higher up than the right one, and that's not an easy position to push from.
Definitely, when the bar starts shifting, you're not only working to stand up, but to control it, preventing from going forwards, going backwards, going sideways. Once that weight starts to shift on your back, it's very, very hard to recover.
Let's see what Peter Novak can do. Also retaking his opener, but 320 it is. It looks better than his opener. Is it convincing enough? Yes. One red light has gone away. This one's gonna be a 2-1. Good lift.
As seen on the replay, we really don't want this to come under any scrutiny from the jury. I think he just went deep enough, so
He should be fine. He should be fine with that one. Now on the platform from Poland, making a 10 kilo jump, it's Stepan Zimmerman. That would be a 5 kilo PB.
that is a very nicely executed second attempt. Slightly harder than the first one, but still with room to grow on the third. Tries to help the spotters with something before going off the platform. Not quite sure what was going on there.
Next out is Margus Silbaum from Estonia, jumping 15 kilos. That makes it 330. He has the most experience out of all the lifters. He knows what he's doing, what he's capable of, and he could be looking at a podium finish should his strategy on the day goes well. So far so good. 3 white light once again.
3 white lights and he keeps on building up. Currently projected in 4th place. Very close to 3rd.
Next out is Mikkel Dahl from Denmark. He's not retaking his opener that he missed. He's bumping up his attempt by 7.5 kilos. That would be a 10 kilo PB. He's yet to have a squat on the board, but deciding to go up. He wants a massive personal best on the day.
Risky play, but we've seen it pay off and not pay off. What will it be this time? That looked a lot cleaner than the opening attempt, and it's 3 white lights, and it pays off.
Next up, we have Nikolai Olsen, also going for 3:35.
Next up, we have Nikolai Olsen from Denmark, jumping 10 kilos from 325 to 335. That would be a 2.5 kilo PB.
Is coming out here.
And he's finally coming out. The clock is ticking, but 40 more seconds, that should be plenty for him to receive the squat command.
So you got this one. Come on.
Still moving pretty well for Nikolai, but no lift because of lack of depth.
We're gonna see from the perspective where he gets the white light from.
Matthew Hallett.
I mean, with that kind of weight, when you go down, you really want to make it count. Here is above depth, no lift. He does not benefit from that attempt.
The bar's loaded.
Bars loaded from Matthew Hallett from Great Britain, jumping 12.5 kilos to match his PB of 345.
A bit shaky on the walkout.
Come on.
That is a strong attempt, and it's 3 white lights. Very nicely executed there.
And he's happy with that one. And also thanking the spotters.
Oh, when you have 345 kilos on your back, you are very grateful to have 5 super strong guys around you to help you in case anything goes wrong.
And let's be honest, they've been very good from the beginning of that championship. Very fast, very predictable, very safe. So huge thanks to the spotting and loading crew. 345 also for Alexander Larsson from Iceland, but from 327.5 to 345, that's a bigger jump. And that would also be for a 5 kilo personal best in competition. And he gets it, 3 white lights, a good lift for the Icelandic lifter.
That was a very good looking second attempt. Definitely some more room to grow if he keeps the technique in check.
With a 365 kilo attempt.
365 for Elias Brandecker from Austria. That's a 10 kilo jump, closing on his personal best of 367.5. Should this one move well, he could hit a massive PR on the third. Big brace from the Austrian to unrack the bar. Small steps. A very white squat. You need to make it convincing. I'm gonna wait for the lights. 3 whites.
3 white lights this time. Very well done. And he is closing in on Vasil Zbandut.
Vasil Zbandut, who's yet to have an attempt on the board. He's
And
gonna have to retake his opener of 370.
He looked like the clear favorite to take the squat gold, but missed his opening attempt, and suddenly Brandecker is right on his tail.
But the Ukrainian crew have shown us this tendency of opening pretty heavy and going maximum 2 for 3 in the squat events. So if this one goes through, I would not be surprised if this is his last made attempt.
Well, equipped lifting in general, I think, has shown us the tendency to go 1 for 3, or in some cases 0 for 3, especially in the bench press.
We don't want him to be the second lifter of this morning flight to bomb out. It looks different, but it does not look very convincing. 2 to 1, a no lift, lack of depth.
And 370 kilos is going to be going for a third time for the Ukrainian.
And that replay does not do him justice. It's going to stay as a no lift, so Spendo, the Ukrainian, and Rodriguez Campos, the Portuguese, both in trouble in that third round of squat. And for the time being, it's Elias Brandecker who's leading the squat event.
That is a surprise, but as we have told you many times during this competition, a lot can happen, and equipped powerlifting is very unpredictable.
So with the Romanian scrapping out his last attempt, it is Josh Inman on the platform for a 10 kilo jump. 300 for a 10 kilo PB. Let's see it.
That is a great third attempt from the Brit. There was still some left in the tank, I think. Decided to play it fairly safe.
And now into someone that did not play it safe by opening heavy and still missing an attempt. David Rodriguez Campos from Portugal, retaking 310 once again. His personal best on the platform is 322.5. He needs to find the solutions on the day.
310 should be doable, but he really needs to keep the bar on his back straight, not let it go down on one side and get all twisted on the way up.
He needs to find the solutions for a momentous shift in the competition for him. In or out, you decide, David, with that last attempt. Time to be strong. That looks more fluid on the way down, but that same unevenness on the way up, more of a fight, it goes up. How about the lights? 3 whites he's on the board. Finally.
Rodriguez Campos is safe on the board with his last squat attempt. And that was very, very close.
We are relieved. We are now only waiting on Spandu to be on the board, and we'll have every member of the 93 kilo class. But for now on the platform is Stepan Zimmerman from Poland. Back-to-back 10 kilo jump, 330 on the bar. That would be a 10 kilo personal best.
Just not there, wasn't feeling it.
He didn't waste any resources by trying to fight it out. He knew he was done. No lift.
And if you don't have it, that's the smart way to do. Give up, let the spotters catch you, stay with the bar, help them re-rack it, and save your energy for bench and deadlift.
And bars loaded for the Danish, who's still adjusting his knee wraps. He's now on the platform. Nikolai Olsen retaking 335. He opened with 3 25 successfully. He missed 335 in the second round of squats. He has another shot at it. Is this one deeper?
Unfortunately not.
No lift.
Red lights from the center and the other side this time.
Next lifter out, we have Novak from Slovakia.
And I think with that replay,
And the
the
bar
jury is also going
loaded.
to see red.
Yeah, it looks just about the same as the previous attempt.
I think they're going to overturn it. Did they press anything?
Oh, and jury has overruled it.
Denmark's lift, that was a good lift.
The case was made by the coach. He finds some great arguments. So the arguments he found seem to have been working in his favor. Jury overrules to a good lift.
Novak has
Peter Novak from Slovakia, jumping 20 kilos, 340.
It's quite a big jump, but these are big weights.
Almost thought he got stuck at the bottom, manages to get out of depth, but couldn't finish the rep. No lift.
From the looks of it, he just missed the bottom position, lost tension, lost the groove. And there is no recovering from that, I'm afraid.
the bar is loaded.
The bar is now loaded for Margus Silbaum from Estonia, 340 kilos. We're not yet into the medal position for the squat event, but the outsider is now pacing towards a podium. If he keeps on collecting attempts, he's a real threat.
And he's definitely an athlete who knows very well how to compete.
And that just shows here. Looking just like his second. 3 white lights, a good lift.
That is a good lift for Silbaum.
Next we have
And powerlifting competition is not just about being the strongest and getting the most out of yourself on the day. It's about making the most attempts, choosing the best jumps, choosing the best tactics to just squeeze out the result you need to get the result you want.
Very well said. I mean, you can be the strongest on the day, but not the best power lifter and not come out with the win. Mikkel Dahl from Denmark, attempting 342.5. That's a 7.5 kilo jump above his personal best. He dips into his squat and he finds depth. 2 to 1, a good lift.
A 2-to-1 good lift.
So a new personal best in competition for him.
Matthew Hallett going for 350 kilos.
And now for the other competitors who are looking to battle it out for the podium spots.
For the time being, is in silver medal position. This is to try and extend it, build the subtotal. But right behind him, we'll have Alex Gomeyahasen from Iceland to try and chip that second place. That would be a 5 kilo personal best for Matthew Hallett.
Yeah, Matthew, what you would call a subtotal specialist.
Huge squatter, huge bencher.
That is 3 white lights, and I think that was a very well selected third attempt.
100%.
It was right about on the limit.
Squat session. Next up is
So he extends his silver medal position, but battling for it, Alex Konrad Orassen from Iceland opened on 327.5. That was easy. Managed a nice 345 in the second round. That was convincing enough to load 357.5 now.
And he's now going for the silver medal in the squats.
I mean, and if Spandut were to bomb out, he could be making a case for himself in the race for the podium.
Well, even if he doesn't, Orason is fairly close now to the overall podium fight.
Let's see it.
And that is 3 white lights and a perfect third attempt for the Icelandic athlete here. Taking the squat silver medal and making a strong case for himself in the podium fight.
And now, last time we have an attempt that could create chaos in the 93 kilo class. 370, make or break for Vasil Spandut. It's either provisional squat gold or he's out of the competition. Couldn't manage the attempt the first time around. Did not hit depth in the second round. Can he find the sweet spot, find the solution, and get an attempt with 370?
Let's hope he can.
A loud silence in the audience now. And now the Ukrainians are on fire. He manages the attempt, but it looks just like the seconds. No
And
lift.
that is 3 red lights. That is going to be a no lift, and the Ukrainian is out of the competition. The guy we thought was going for the record, now with not a single squat attempt in, out of the competition.
So we have one lifter bombing out in each of the weight class of this morning flights.
That is unfortunate, but we still have 1 squat left to go.
He already has squat gold. He's looking to extend the lead by 15 kilos from 365 to 380 for Elias Brandecker from Austria. The clock is ticking. Is he going to present himself? I'm not sure. Was that a bait for Vasil Sambut to try and bump up his attempt and force him to bomb out? That could be the case.
That very well might have been the case, and I think Brandecker is not coming out.
Oh, a strategical play from the Austrian here. I kind of like it, to be honest.
That was kind of cheeky, playing some mental games.
So the Ukrainian won't be getting the gold medal because he did not manage one single attempt. The gold medalist of the squad event, the Austrian Elias Brandecker with 365. From Iceland with 357.5, Alex Konrad gets squat silver. And from GB, Matthew Hallett with 350 gets squat bronze. We'll be back in about 9 minutes for some bench press. See you then. And we are back live from Pilsen, Czechia for the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championship. The first flight of the day, the third open flight of the championship. We have two weight classes, the 63s and the 93s. We've seen in the squat event of the 63s, Melody Dalmont gets squat bronze with 205. Caitlin Hall with that same best attempt but lighter on body weight got squat silver, and with a huge 240. Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria got squat gold. Openers now in the bench press ranging from 90 kilos to 120 for the 63s. Let's see who can build the biggest subtotal there, Azim.
Yeah, fairly interesting range of opening attempts here.
The first one to open is Reluca Ionita from Romania, 90 kilos. That's a very wide fit grip. Difficult to find some leg drive from that.
Oh, it seems to be working. Oh, unfortunately there's a no lift, a red and a yellow light.
So two different fouls signaled by the referees. Red would be for a lack of depth in the bench press. That would mean that the elbow did not lower as far down as the middle of the shoulder. And the yellow light would mean multiple things, either missing the commands or some sort of lifting.
I think it is in this case there was pretty clear lifting of the glutes of the bench. So clear that even the center referee saw it, which usually it would be one of the side referees who sees the glutes lifting off. It has to be fairly obvious for the center ref to see it. And in this case they did.
Now Emilia Pituelli from Italy, 97.5.
That took a fairly clean first attempt.
3 white lights, a good lift. We've seen multiple lifters having difficulties adapting to that stiffer bench pad. It is not a problem for the Italian. Now 102.5 for Janika Silvinoinen from Finland. Ooh, I think the bar dipped here.
And there was trouble in the lockout.
And 2-1, a no lift, so 2 blue lights in the bench press. Blue lights are for downwards movement on the way up, or a pull lockout while presenting the bar, or while locking out at the end.
In the deadlift, the bar is allowed to move slightly downwards on the lockout as it settles in the locked out position, but there is no such rule exemption in the bench press, and that is going to be a no lift for the Finn, unfortunately.
She collected squat gold. She's opening with 102.5. Radostina Lulova is now on the platform. And that's a nice opener. Nothing's wrong with it. 3 white lights, a good lift. Next out is Ruth Vihasa from Austria, opening with 105. Oh, it's a harder opener, but I don't see any fouls Three
It's
white lights, a good lift.
3 white lights and she is secure on the board.
Out from France, Melody Damon. The bar is loaded. Come on, Melody.
Next out is Melody Darmon from France, our member of the EPF media team.
Yeah, unfortunately not allowed to wear the media team jacket on the platform.
But wearing the nice French singlet above her bench shirt. Let's see how she uses it. Slightly uneven at lockout, but she manages a pretty comfortable opener. 3 white lights, a good lift.
She's gonna want to build up on that. I think she lowered it by 2.5 kilos.
She might have, just to be conservative, well, to give her a chance to adapt to that stiffer bench pad.
Absolutely, it's always better to open lower and give yourself more room to go up on the second and third attempts.
Opening with 110 is Catherine Hall from Great Britain. She secured squat silver. Can she secure her opener?
And that is a strong looking opening attempt here. 3 white lights.
Next up, Belgium and Celine.
We have 3 more openers to go. The first one being 112.5 for Céline Spina from Belgium.
For Belgium, Celine opening at 112.5.
She's taking a few seconds to explain how she would love her handoff to be. That's some well invested time, especially with the equipped bench press. And that's a pretty long press command as she failed to stabilize quickly.
Next out, Finland's
No lift.
Sofia Kaino. Opening at 117.5.
And the battle for bench press gold starts now with Sofia from Finland, 117.5.
Struggles somewhat with the touchdown, but there is 3 white lights and a good lift. Fairly fast on the way up.
Lubica Polkorova from Slovakia. The bar is loaded.
Last opener is loaded for Lubika Polkorabova from Slovakia, 120.
120.
She has a registered PB of 130 kilos in competition. As it turns out, she's not that fine with 120.
That was quite a struggle, and she could not quite press it out.
I think that's the first jinx of the day right here. That's my bad.
Well, she was unable to get a squat in, and she still decided to open very high in the bench press. Perhaps just
I see a
misjudged.
pattern here.
Yeah, maybe she just misjudged how strong she is on the day.
Yeah, maybe something happened with a cut or something along those lines, but I don't know because she's pretty light, 60.97. Maybe that's the problem.
A cut seems unlikely. I don't think she'd have to. Well, I don't think she would have cut that low. Maybe it was some sort of illness, food poisoning, maybe.
Hopefully she's fine. Second round stop with Oluka Yonita, one of the 4 lifters who are missing on the board. She's retaking 90 kilos. Sorry. Can she keep her glutes on the bench? No downwards movement. The elbow seemed fine. 3 white lights. She's on the board.
It was way better this time.
With multiple fouls to correct, that was not an easy task, but she manages to do so.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Emilia Pituelli from Italy, jumping 5 kilos from 97.5 to 102.5.
And unfortunately, no lift. Cannot finish off the lift. Can't quite lock it out.
Reattempting 102.5 and the bar is loaded.
Reattempting 102.5 after missing it in the first round is Janika Selvinoinen from Finland. We need her on the board.
A white light and a good lift.
So far so good. Hoping for the same outcome for Spina and Polkorabova, the only 2 lifters we are now missing on the board.
The bar is loaded for Bulgaria.
Bar is loaded for Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria. She's attempting a 5 kilo jump and pacing for what could be a personal best on the third. And another attempt, another jinx from me. Might not say anything. No lift for the Bulgarian.
Austria. Coming up 110. The bar is loaded.
She looked to be in the right positioning to push. Just looked like strength here.
We'll see if she can maybe get it on her third attempt.
But for now it is the second attempt of Ruth Vihase from Austria. 110, it's a 5 kilo jump. What a fight. Is that a bench grinder? The longest we've ever seen. Can she lock it
It's
out?
still going on.
She's in good spirits. She knew she gave it her all, but no lift for the Austrian.
Well,
That would have been surely the best grind of the whole competition.
oh, absolutely. And somehow I doubt we're gonna see her come out on the platform for a third try at this.
I think she's gonna come out. She's a fighter, but it's gonna be difficult.
Oh, she definitely gave it her all.
Now walking up to the bench and setting up is Melody Darmon. She's jumping 5 kilos from 107.5 to 112.5. She was still working yesterday for the EPF media team. Today she's competing. Let's see it, Melo, come on. Or dare I say, allez. Oh, she slips a bit. That right shoulder couldn't stay in position on the bench. No lift for Melody.
Let's hope she can recover for her third attempt, and it looks like it was the smart decision to lower the opener.
Look at the right shoulder. It slips, and I think that's what she signaled to her coach as she walked out of the platform. Maybe a bit more chalk on the back, and that second attempt is going to become a nice third. It could be. Celine Spina from Belgium retaking 112.5. She touches the chest, receives the press command, but can't manage the weight. No lift for the Belgian. Back-to-back missed attempts.
It's super hard to recover from such a clear miss here.
7.5 kilos.
I mean, this is worrying. Jumping 7.5 kilos from 110 to 117.5 is the British Catherine Hall. That's the biggest jump of the second round of bench.
And no lift.
An ambitious jump that might cost her a bit.
7.5 kilos seemed like quite a lot, but she's trying to regain some ground and get closer to the podium fight. Though I don't think she'll be able to do that, just judging from her second attempt here.
Now on the platform is the Slovakian Lubika Polkorabova. She's yet to manage a single attempt in that competition. Unfortunately bumped out in the squat, missed her bench opener. She's retaking 120. Is that one gonna go through? I'm gonna wait on the lights.
Yellow from the center referee. We'll see what that could have been for. It's a good lift, but it's gonna be under scrutiny from the jury.
She's not safe.
The bar is loaded.
I think the bar dipped at least twice, and that yellow could have been for a missed command.
Not quite sure there, and the jury has overruled it.
So she's 0 for 5 now.
That is trouble, but that is equipped for you.
That is not equipped. That is a very singular scenario. I don't think we've seen an 0 for 5 yet. And the last attempt of the second round, Sofia Raya from Finland to extend bench gold with 122.5. Oh, and almost a guillotine, but great catch by the spotter. She stays in the lead of the bench press event, but she misses that 5 kilo jump. Did she lose control of her wrists? Yeah, that's what happened. Look at the left wrist. It bent a bit more while trying to press up. So for the time being, in bench bronze, Melody Darmon. In bench silver, Catherine Hall. And in bench gold, Sofia Raya. The third attempts are ranging from 102.5 to 122.5. Let's see who manages a podium in the bench press event. Starting off with Emilia Pituelli from Italy, retaking 102.5 that she missed in the second round.
I think that was just a strength issue there. She executed the lift very nicely, but was just unable to lock out.
At least she's safe on the board, and she can go warm up her deadlifts.
7.5 kilo increase on her personal
Now a
best.
massive jump from the Romanian Raluca Ionita. She missed 90 kilos her first time around on the platform. Got it on her second attempt, but now jumping 12.5 kilos. That's pretty unheard of.
I hope she's not greedy and trying to go for her planned third attempt here. And just too heavy. The jump was just too much.
Yeah, too much of an aggressive call. We've seen that one coming, to be honest, with that 12.5 kilo jump, trying to cover too much ground.
The bar is loaded for Finland.
And the stat sheet is turning red for the 63s. Let's see what Janika Silvanoinen can do with 105. A more sensible decision, 12.5 kilo jump. A 2.5 kilo jump, sorry. This one would be just below a personal best of 107.5. Adapting to what she has on the day. And it works.
It works, taking the minimal jump and being rewarded by 2.5 kilos more on her total. And she's gonna need them. She is fairly close to the podium fight, and should any of the other competitors have any kind of trouble, she'll be there looking to capitalize.
7.5.
Looking to climb on the bench press podium is Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria. She's now in 6th. That would put her in 3rd position.
Oh, it's a big effort, but can't lock it out. You can really see when the shirt stops helping, it's really all down to you and your triceps.
Really, this suit is a tool you need to tense up on the way down. It gives you some elastic power to really get off the chest quickly, use that momentum. But if you're not able to, that lockout is very difficult. To go from 4th to 2nd in the bench press event, Ruth Vihasa from Austria, retaking 110. We were questioning whether or not she would present herself for the 3rd. Turns out she did, but no lift because of downwards movement.
Well, it moved a lot better than her second. The second was quite a grind, wasn't quite able to get it up. This time she was, but unfortunately just a slight dip towards the end part, and there is a no lift for her despite all her efforts.
Back on the platform is a Melo Dinosaur, Melody Darmon from France, 112.5. That right shoulder slipped during the second attempt.
And let's hope she can fix that and get the extra 5 kilos. She's well in the podium fight.
As we speak, she's in 3rd position in the bench press event. That would give her provisional silver. She has the strength. Can she maintain proper positioning on the bench is the question.
Oh, it's a big fight. Just cannot lock it out.
So she stays in 3rd position for the time being, but she's at risk of being surpassed.
Bench
She's definitely at risk. We have two athletes who had not put a bench on the board yet, and both can overtake her if they make their final attempts.
Now Céline Spina from Belgium, one of the athletes that we are not very hopeful for, but still very much fingers crossed for the Belgian, retaking 112.5 is third time the charm for the Belgian. A better setup, and some more grit to find the solutions. Come on! It's not gonna go up. No lift for the Belgian. She's out of the competition.
Just opened too heavy, and that has gotta be heartbreaking. But it's always a risk when you open near your maximum capacity on the day, and something's gonna go wrong and you will not be able to get a single lift on the board.
Now on the platform is Catherine Hall from GB, reattempting 117.5. She is in bench silver, but she wants a shot at gold.
Oh, it's a huge effort. That was quite a fight. And it's a 2-1 good lift with a yellow from the center referee. We'll see on the replay what the yellow was for.
The glutes are shaking, but I think they maintain contact. It is up to the discretion of the jury now. They have multiple angles to make the best decision possible.
The glutes seem to be stuck on the bench here. The heels should be alright. Maybe it was the head?
I don't know, but the jury will know and let us know. I think they're happy with it. Moving on to Lubika Polkorabova, the Slovakian. Yet to have one attempt on the board. She's retaking 120 once again. This would be for bench press gold. And she's unable to lock it out. No lift.
Another lifter just opening too heavy, both on squat and the bench.
So far, 10 attempts out of 29 have been made.
Let's hope we can make it 11 out of 30.
Can Sofia Raja from Finland get gold back in the bench press event with 122.5? This would be an equal personal best.
And no, just too heavy unfortunately, and we are gonna end up with 10 successful attempts out of 30.
A really unpredictable bench press podium in the 63s. Getting the bronze medal is Mélodie Darmon from France with 107.5. Bench silver medalist from Finland, Sofia Raja with 117.5. And with that same best attempt, but lighter on body weight, Catherine Hall from GB stays collecting medals. She got a silver medal in the squad event, being lighter on body weight, and now she's collecting bench gold. That body weight advantage coming in handy for her.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of body weight.
Vasil
60-70 grams difference, and it can be a difference between a medal or no medal, or between gold and silver.
Vasil Spondut from Ukraine opening with 120. He lowered his opener after bombing out in the squat. He's opening raw.
Raw opener, reasonable choice if you're not sure about it, and if you're not competitive in the bench press, if you're not going for the medal and you don't have a total, To be honest, why push it? Go for a raw opener, maybe then put a shirt on and try for something bigger. And I think he is staying in to be in the game for a deadlift medal.
That very much looks like it. Moving on to Judge Inman, who did not change his opener, 190, and will go as far up as 260 in that first round of bench press. Great control on the way down, but I think the head is lifting off the bench here.
And he cannot reach his chest. That is trouble.
That's just too light, I guess.
Well, I hope it's just too light. Maybe something to do with the positioning of the shirt.
You can see the head here clearly up in the air. But yeah, he could not manage to touch his chest. Increase the weight.
Yeah, those last few centimeters with a bench press shirt are super hard to get through.
192.5 for Stepan Zimmerman from Poland.
That is 3 white lights and a good lift.
And I want to see a lot of that in the first round of bench press. Lifters securing one attempt. Let's see what Nikolai Olsen from Denmark can do with 200 kilos. He's opening 10 kilos above his personal best. I hope some great progress were made in the gym, and that is not a worrying strategy here.
Let's hope so. We're gonna see how this moves. And we really want the first attempt to be comfortable.
It is not comfortable. I'm seeing a pattern here with lifters opening aggressively.
And that spells trouble for our competition. But of course, a specific of equipped bench press is with raw you can open as light as you want. With equipped you still need enough weight on the bar to be able to bring the bar down to your chest, to put tension in the shirt, to deform it to the extent that you can touch your chest.
Yeah, really finding that sweet spot between the pulling aspect of the eccentric and the pushing aspect of the concentric part of this bench press. Arguably the most technical lift out of the three, especially in equipped. Mikkel Dahl opening with 202.5 after squatting 342.5.
And that is how you want an opener to look.
Absolutely, 3 white lights.
3 white lights. Beautiful bar path. Very, very secure.
Oh 202.5 for Alex Romeo-Rasson from Iceland. It's looking difficult. He locks it out, but I'm worried. About the lights, yeah, multiple technical fouls here. Downwards movement signaled by a blue, and some lifting of the glutes signaled by a yellow. Can clearly see air in between the glutes and the bench here.
Absolutely, he is gonna have to clean up that lift on his second attempt if he wants the green lights or the white lights to get the green box.
David Rodriguez Campos from Portugal. After a difficult squat session, only managing his third after a grinder. He's opening with 205. His registered PB in the bench press is 225. I'm hoping for a different scenario here. I trust him. How about the lights for that one? 2-1, a good lift. One yellow still from the chief referee. That would be for either the head or the glutes lifting off the bench.
The bar is loaded.
I'm not seeing the head lift off the bench, nor the glutes from that angle, but the juries are getting multiple angles and making the best decision possible according to the rule book. They will get the final saying on that lift, but it seemed to stand. 210 for Margus Silbom, the Estonian.
Another 2-1, yellow from the center referee.
I was worried that he would rack before the rack command.
Coming out to open at 215 kilos.
Does not seem to be the case, but a difficult lockout for the Estonian.
And not the easiest first attempt, but I think he's gonna stand.
Moving on to Peter Novak from Slovakia, 215. And the jury has overruled the previous lift. No lift for Margus Silbom from Estonia.
Well, perhaps there was lifting of the glutes that we couldn't see from the perspective we've had our replay.
I mean, that would be a nice pickup from the chief referee seeing that.
That looked fairly comfortable. Again a 2-1 with a yellow light from the center ref.
What would that one be for?
Might have been for the head. I saw some movement in the region, but
The bar is loaded.
It's borderline. Is the hair in contact or is it still the head?
and the jury has overruled. The center referee is picking up things.
I mean, yeah, she's putting on a masterclass here according to the rulebook. It's only fair. I mean, everyone is being judged the same way according to the rulebook. This is not being hard on the lifters. This is just being fair. So great pickups
Oh,
from the
absolutely.
chief referee. 217.5 for Dan Andre Hidek from Romania. And 3 white lights is turning out to be one of the biggest bencher of the class. After a difficult squat session, only managing 230.
Yeah, I think he came here mostly for the bench press medal, and he seems to be on good track to get it.
Absolutely. Because there's only 2 more openers to go. 255 and 260. And 255 is for Elias Brendecker from Austria. Opening 15 kilos below his personal best of 270. He's the favorite of the day, forecasted over 900. We want him on the board, please. Not a scenario where we lose the favorite in the bench press again.
And
We've
we
seen
have
that too many times.
We've seen that happen way too many times. Let's hope it's better. Let's hope the 255 moves well for Elias. And it seems to move well. And that is 3 white lights. We have our favorite on the board.
He was not going out without an attempt, thankfully, and he looks good. He has more in the tank.
Oh, absolutely. That was a smooth opener.
And the last opener goes to Matthew Hallett from Great Britain, 260.
Now Hallett, he really needs to get as many kilos as possible on the bench press if he wants to be in the podium fight. Currently forecasted 4th, but a lot of the lifters have missed their opening bench and he has a chance to gain some ground here if this moves well. Oh, it's hard. It's hard if he's pushing it, but just can't lock it out.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
I don't like that, Erasem. A worrying opener from the British.
And he did an excellent job in the squats. We were hoping he can continue that.
We have 24 more attempts to go in the bench press, but for the time being, it is the Portuguese David Rodrigues in bronze, Dan Andre Ideg in silver, and Elias Brondecker in gold. Second round starts with Fazil Spondut from Ukraine, only jumping 10 kilos, still going raw after bombing out in the bench press, saving some energy for deadlifts.
That is a smooth second attempt for Bandut. As we were expecting, he's going raw. He's just putting those attempts in and then he's gonna come back on deadlift to try and fight it out for a medal.
Bars loaded for Stepan Zimmerman from Poland, 197.5. That's a 5 kilo jump.
And the 5 kilos seems to be too much for Zimmerman. Let's hope he can get it on his 3rd attempt. It wasn't far off.
Bar is loaded for Josh Inman. He missed 190. He was unable to touch the chest. We were mentioning that it might be too light. That's what he seems to be thinking. He jumped 7.5 kilos.
Let's hope 197.5 can bring the bar down to his chest and that he's then able to push it back up. And just loses his bar path. And he also lifted the head, so
That
he's
same
in trouble.
problem. Yeah, that same problem with the head, but a different problem on the way up now. It's gonna be a tough ask to correct all of these matter.
He's done such a great job on the deadlift. Now,
On the
not
squat,
so
you
great
mean?
on the bench.
Deadlift hasn't rolled around yet.
Oh, squats. I have seen way too many lifts this week already.
Not deciding to go up, Alexandre Hassan is retaking his opener of 202.5. He needs to manage that attempt after collecting his squat medal.
This time it looks better.
As the glutes lifted off the bench, one yellow light is up, but for the time being it is a good lift. But we'll have a closer look at the replay. The head is on the bench. Oh, and I think that's once again a great pickup from the chief referee. She's on point. And the jury has obviously overruled.
And that is not something you usually see. Only the center referee picking up so many cases of the glutes coming off the bench.
And I think, you know what? It is thanks to the media team because she couldn't be straight behind the lifter. She needed to be quite on the left, not to be in the way of the cameras. So she can pick up that. That's crazy. Nikolai Olsen from Denmark jumping 2.5 kilos. Struggling to stabilize the bar on the chest. Can he manage an attempt? No, once again, 2 misses from the Danish. Multiple lifters in trouble. Orason, Alit, Silbom, Olsen, Novak and Inman yet to have an attempt on the board.
We are in for a very intense, very, may I say, troubling session. I really hope all of these lifters can get at least one attempt in. But so far, it's not looking too good for at least 3 of them who have missed 2 of their attempts.
207.5 for Mikkel Dahl. He who managed his opener of 202.5, jumping 5 kilos.
And it's a big fight.
But he
That is
succeeds.
3 white lights just barely locked it out.
Next lifter out is Estonia's Margus Silbaum.
Next lifter out is the Estonian Margus Silbom, who got overturned to a no lift by the jury. After a great pickup from the chief referee, he's reattempting 210.
Another one of the lifters possibly in trouble. Although with his 30 years of competition experience, I think he has a very solid chance of recovering from that.
Especially considering that he's been strategizing well, he's retaking that same attempt and it looked much better, but still 2-1.
Once again, a yellow from the center referee, and it's got me worried again. Let's see if the glutes stayed on the bench.
No,
did
they
not.
didn't. How does she keeps on doing that? The chief referee is on point. Obviously, once again, it is overruled by the jury. I mean,
And this is a very unusual session we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen.
he's safe and on the board. David Rodriguez Campos jumping 5 kilos from 205 to 210. He needs to keep his glutes on the bench. Chief referee is seeing that.
Oh, it's a big battle. He locks it out.
He's on point in the bench press event. 3 white lights, 2 for 2 so far. Much better than his squat event.
And against all odds, he's currently still 3rd in the bench press.
that is true. Pete Novak from Slovakia, one of the lifters we are missing on the board. He's retaking 215. Will that attempt pass? Yes, 3 white lights, a good lift.
3 lifters to go in the round. We have Romania coming up next. Down Andre Dile.
If the chief referee says that is fine, I'm trusting her.
Oh, absolutely. She has been on point, spotting every mistake possible.
Some great refereeing happening on the platform. Then Andrei Hidek from Romania, 222.5, a 5 kilo jump. This is for a provisional silver medal with all of the lifters out so far.
He locks it out. And it's 3 white lights. He gets the lift done.
2 more bench presses to go in the second round of the 93s. We have Matthew Hallett and Elias Brandecker. 2 different scenarios. Brandecker is already on the board, but not yet for Matthew Hallett. He's retaking 260. He managed a medal in the squat event. Can he manage a medal in the bench press event? That's for provisional gold. Stay strong, stay technical.
He locks it out. But we'll wait for the lights.
Chief referee says no. She picks up the downwards movement.
We'll see on the replay if there had been downwards movement or just backwards movement.
That's downwards movement.
Yeah, there was definitely a dip. See if the jury overturns the lift.
Yeah, they do. The jury overrules. No lift once again.
And we are really seeing 2 completely different tales here. Half of the lifters doing fairly good on the bench press. Almost half of the lifters have not gotten an attempt in.
Yeah, we have multiple lifters going 2 for 2 and 5 lifters going 0 for 2. Let's see what Elias Brandecker can do with 265. That's a 10 kilo jump. Great control. Can he touch the chest? Yes. It's going up. Can he lock it out on the right side? Yup.
And I think that was just about on the limit. He gets a blue light from the right side, but I think only the right side has moved down. The whole bar hasn't dipped.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a dip. It's just an uneven lockout with the right side being a bit late to the party, but I think that lift will stand.
I think that lift will stand, and I think that was right about on his limit.
So for the time being, Peter Novak in bench press bronze, then Andre Ideg in bench press silver, and the lifter you've just seen, Brandecker from Austria, in the lead with 265. And he's not gonna get overthrown by anyone. He gets bench press gold. Third round starting now with Stefan Zimmerman from Poland. Can you imagine? We have a 12-man group. He's the one to open, but he's ranked 6th in the bench press. That tells you a lot as to what's happening in that session.
Oh, and it's a huge effort from Zimmerman. Unfortunately, just missing it out by the slightest of margins here.
The bar is already loaded for Josh Inman. He failed 190, couldn't touch the chest. He couldn't manage a proper lockout and went into the rack with 197 during the second round. He's retaking that weight and he needs to stay in control. This is for 6th position in the bench press. This is to be able to register a total in the competition. And it's also a 2.5 kilo personal best for the British. Did the head lift off the bench? Can he lock it out? 2 questions.
I'm afraid there was a dip there.
No dips, but 1 yellow from the chief referee. It could be for the head or the glutes lifting off the bench. No glute lifting. I think it was for the head on the way down. We're not seeing the way down on the replay, but the jury will. And they seem to be thinking that they were still contact, so he stays on the board. Whew. We have 1.
We have 4 to go.
Can we have Alex Comré Orason now, the Icelandic, retaking 202.5 once again. He needs to keep all points of contact on the bench. He has the strength, needs to meet the standards. That looked better. That looked much better. How about the lights?
3 white lights and we have another on the board. He did great in the squats. Just managed to get the bench press in.
And that left elbow was borderline. He would not have wanted that one to be higher up. Otherwise, he would have gotten red for something else. It would have been worrying. But he's on the board. Can Nikolai Olsen from Denmark do the same with the same weight? 202.5. That would be a 12.5 kilo personal best in competition. And the possibility to register a total.
Things are super tense here. We still have 3 lifters with no good lifts on the bench.
That one was never gonna go up.
And
Nikolai Olsen is out.
He is out of the competition. Second lifter in the 93s who is out. Let's hope things go better for our next competitor.
It's Margus Silbaum from Estonia, tanking 210 once again. He's been so technically sound in the squat event. He looked very strong in the bench, but just could not manage to maintain all points of contact.
And we're going straight to the perspective of the glutes here.
It's either he makes a run at the podium or he's out.
Okay, the bar was locked out. It's again the
Uh-oh.
yellow from the center referee. And this is nerve-wracking.
We're looking at the replay. Is there a yellow? Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Great pickup from the chief referee. What do the jury think?
No.
Have the jury picked up on that? I don't think so. I don't think the jury has seen it.
So very lucky if the jury hasn't picked up that.
I think they looked at... No way. Oh, the jury has finally picked up on it. The jury overruled. Magnus is out of the competition.
One
It's
of the
bad,
podium
but
favorites.
it is fair.
Absolutely fair. One of the podium favorites out of the game.
Mikkel Dahl from Denmark, 212.5. Can he go 3 for 3? No, he can't. But still is in 4th position in the bench press event.
And things have really opened up in the podium spots now with Silbaum out of the competition.
That 93 kilo class is unpredictable.
Yeah, it's looking to be a real massacre here.
Bar is loaded for Davis Rodriguez Campos, 212.5. It's a 2.5 kilo jump, the smallest increment possible. But that 210 was somewhat of a grinder. Fight at lockout for the Portuguese. He's standing in 4th position in the bench press, forecasted to be in 6th overall.
I think that's the absolutely appropriate decision here to go for the minimal jump. Just get those extra couple kilos. You never know when they might help you out.
Can he grind out a 3rd? Come on!
Come on! It's a big effort, but just can't lock it out.
No regrets. I mean, it was the smallest increment. He collected
Absolutely.
all he could with the 2nd attempt.
Not losing a single kilo on the platform.
Only 4 more bench presses to go. That next one is Peter Novak from Slovakia, 225. It's a 10 kilo jump. His first attempt got yellow lighted by the chief referee for losing points of contact on the bench. The second one passed, he adjusted. Can he maintain proper form? Turns out he can. 3 white lights, a good lift.
3 white lights, and that puts him secure in 3rd place, I think.
The bar is loaded.
Or well, in 2nd, in possible 3rd, depending on Hallett's last attempt.
Romania. There is
Dan Andre Ideg 225, also making the smallest jump possible, is in 3rd position in the bench press event.
He powers it up.
That look clean. 3 white lights. It is clean. So it's not yet a guaranteed medal, because if Matthew Hallett manages one, he'll climb up onto the podium.
the bar.
Not a guaranteed medal, but our next lift is also not guaranteed to be successful. Twice failed.
Yeah, Matthew Hallett has failed 260 twice. He's taking it for a 3rd ride. This wants to be on the board and get the possibility to secure a total in the competition. Nothing
Let's-
guaranteed for Matthew Hallett.
Let's hope he can do it. Otherwise, we'll have 4 competitors dropping out.
Come on.
No! That is going to be a no lift for Matthew Hallett, and our 4th competitor drops out of the 93 kilo class. We went from 12 all the way down to 8
Yeah,
by
we
the
lost.
time we're starting deadlifts.
We lost 1 in the squat, and we lost 3 in the bench. Silbom, Olsen, and Hallett, all 3 unable to register an attempt. Last bench press, Elias Brendecker from Austria is already in bench press gold. He's going to attempt. He's not coming out.
I don't think he's going to attempt it. I saw him in between the 3rd round, standing amongst the crowd, having a laugh with his friends.
He's not risking it, just like in the squad events.
Decided he does not need all 9 of the attempts to take the title here.
So it's going to be the 2nd gold medal he gets. He got squat gold. He's now collecting bench press gold. Subtotal 630, well above his opponents. He has a 70 kilo lead after bench press, and is forecasted to be at 912.5 with his deadlift opener. That's more than comfortable for him. Very, very comfortable. So the podium in the bench press, collecting bench press bronze with 225, is the Romanian Dan Andre Ideg. Bench press silver, the Slovakian Peter Novak. And collecting bench press gold, obviously with 265, Elias Brendecker from Austria. We'll be back in about 9 minutes for deadlifts. See you then.
See you then.
Welcome back to the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships here live from Pilsen, Czechia. We have the 63s and the 93s getting ready for deadlifts. The subtotal as we speak in the 63s. In third position, we have Mélodie Darmon from France with 312.5. Second position as we speak, Catherine Hall from Great Britain, 322.5. And well in the lead, but still needing a deadlift opener, Radonistova Lulova from Bulgaria. It's going to be an interesting one. Nothing's decided yet because we need everyone to secure a total. We already have two lifters out of this running because Palko Rabova is yet to manage one attempt. Spina only managed a squat, but the battle for the podium is very much on.
Yeah, between second and seventh place, if everyone makes their opener, there will be just 17 kilos separating those six competitors. So things will be very, very close.
And Lubika Polkorabova finally manages an attempt 2-1, a good lift. But what that yellow could be for here? Did she drop the bar? Did she not wait for a command?
Let's see on the replay.
I don't see any of that.
No, I don't see a technical error here.
But we've seen coaches and athletes play the game. 5 attempt changes. Openers have been moving to take the lead over some of the opponents. It's going to be interesting to follow. Now on the platform is Reluca Unita from Romania, 132.5. 3 white knights.
Yeah, strong opening attempt.
Next lifter out, Catherine Hall, open at 150 from Great Britain.
Opening with 150s, Catherine Hall from Great Britain.
Come on, Catherine.
Solid looking opener for the British athlete. And she's gonna start off round 3 with a 472.5 kilo total, which she'll try and improve upon. And she's not that far from the other podium places, so things are gonna be very interesting.
And Polka Rabova has X'd out her last deadlift, so she'll go 1 for 9 in the whole competition.
Well, I guess it will be 1 for 7 if she doesn't attempt
I
the
guess.
last two deadlifts.
Celine Spina from Belgium attempting 150. 3 white lights. She managed to squat at a 147.5. Couldn't manage a bench, but she solidifies the deadlift at 150. Next opener is 170 for Mélodie Darmon. To secure the total, that would make her stand at 482.5. Not on the podium yet, but very much chasing. This is 10 kilos off her personal best. Let's see it, Melo. Allez, on y va. That looks fairly comfortable.
Yeah, that looked like a strong opening lift for Melo.
She could be in a position to pull for the podium after that one.
Well,
but at least the total is secured.
A total is secured, and now they start thinking about the strategy, how to get onto the podium, how to lift more than the others, how to make them fail their attempts.
Bars loaded for Sofia Raya from Finland, 180. A nice toe supplate sumo. Well designed technique. Still missing one light. 3 white lights.
3 white lights and another good lift. Doing much better in the deadlifts than we were collectively doing in the bench press for the time being.
Same opening weight for the Finnish Janika Silvenoinen, 180.
And that seemed a bit hard on the lockout.
Let's wait for the lights.
And it's 2 yellows. Let's see the replay here.
Next up, Austria's Ruth Biehaus.
Did she let the bar go too early?
She's opening at 185.
Oh, her right hand very clearly started slipping, but I think she held on.
Bar is loaded.
I think it's about missing the command then.
Oh, and the jury has overruled it to a good lift.
Yeah, I'm not very surprised.
To a group lift.
It's gonna be a good lift. She's on the board. Let's see what Ruth Fayasa from Austria can do with 185.
Strong opening attempt for the Austrian.
Absolutely, 3 white lights. Another total secured. 2 more openers to go. We have Emilia Pituelli from Italy, opening with 187.5.
Another nice and easy opener. Exquisite sumo technique there.
And if Radostina Lulova manages to secure 190, all of the first attempt would have been successful. That would be the first time in this weight class.
I think that would have been the first time today, period.
And maybe of the whole championship. And it's the case. 3 white lights, a good lift. Everyone's on the board. And those that could have secured a total have done so.
Oh, what a beautiful sight it is to see a row of green for the opening attempts.
So for the time being, leading the class, the Bulgarian Lulova with 190 in the deadlift, followed by Emilia Pitivelli with 197.5, 195, sorry. And it's also the Bulgarian that leads the class, followed by Ruth Fayasser, Sofia Raya, Janika Silvenonen, and Melody Darmon, all fighting for that podium finish.
And I think at this point the Bulgarian is pretty much untouchable in the top.
Yeah, surely so. And Raluca opens the second round with 145.
A bit of work towards the top, but it's 3 white lights and we continue in the green streak.
Great Britain's Catherine Hall. Jumping 7.5 kilos from her opener up to 157.5.
Next out on the platform, the British Catherine Hall from 150 to 157.5. It's a 7.5 kilo jump. A bit of a sweet wobble at the top.
And it costs her 2 blue lights. against one white one. We'll see on the replay how egregious the wobble really was.
The bar is loaded.
I think it is pretty clear to see.
Kilos.
It's not just the shoulders settling down into the lockout, it's a real wobble. Now on the platform, and the jury has overruled to a good lift. That is
Seems-
pretty surprising to me, but I guess it's a good lift now. Celine Spina 157.5 grounding out her second attempt, and that grind is successful. 3 white lights, a good lift.
And with the previous attempt, I thought it was a good lift because her upper body did wobble, she did move, but the bar did not seem to go down. At least that's what the jury seems to think.
Next out on the platform, Mélodie Darmon from France jumping 10 kilos, 180. That would match her personal best in competition, but that will also give her provisional second position in the class.
The fight for the podium is super close, and it's anyone's game at this point.
And I would much rather play for the podium than a deadlift medal.
Oh, absolutely.
Her opener was convincing. How about 10 more kilos for the French Mélodie? A sticky lockout, but I don't think that was supporting on the thighs. 3 white lights in provisional second position for a good lift mellow.
Let's hope she can continue and go for a strong third pull.
She's gonna need more baby powder on the thighs for a nice third, and she might need it to try and secure the podium because she pulls before her opponents.
From Finland. Now going for 187.5.
Sofia Raja from Finland going from 180 to 187 to try and surpass Melo in the rankings. Ooh, she locked out the knees pretty early, but she met the standards.
3 white lights.
But a pretty clear sticking point now.
Yeah, another fairly sticky lockout, and I think that's where we're gonna start seeing fails in the third round. With the lockout, the suit does offer you some help from the floor, but towards the top, it's all you.
And the thing is, in the battle between Raya and Darmon, Melody has bodyweight advantage by 10 grams, so even though she pulls before, she has somewhat of an advantage.
We'll have to wait and see what they cook up.
And Janika from Finland doing the same jumps, but missing her second rep. 187 is not locked out, it goes down, no lift.
Well, that is one of the podium contenders missing, and that might cost her.
195, a 10 kilogram from her opener. The bar is loaded.
Bars loaded for Ruth Verhaase from Austria, a 10 kilo jump from 185 to 195. This is for provisional gold in the deadlift event and provisional silver medal in the class. It's a 5-way battle for 2 podium positions opened, Lulova being the clear champion now.
And that is a strong looking second attempt. 3 white lights, and she jumps right into silver position.
The bar is loaded.
2 more attempts in the second round. We have 197.5 for Emilia Pituelli. This is to go from 3rd to 1st in the deadlift event and from 6th to 5th overall.
Let's wait for the lights here. It's 3 white lights. It was locked out enough. I was a bit afraid for the right shoulder being slightly forwards.
Bulgaria, the bar
but that one will be undisputed since the referees on the platform are unanimous.
And from this angle it looks better.
Last deadlift of the round, a 10 kilo jump, make it 200 for Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria.
Three white lights and another good lift for Lulova. And she is pretty much untouchable at this point. Going into round 3, things are cooking up.
Absolutely. The standings are not determined yet. We have the champion Radostina Lulova, but right behind her, Ruth Weihauser from Austria with 500. Soraya from Finland with 497.5. In fourth position, Melody Darmon with 492.5. And in sixth with 490, Pituelli from Italy. It is very, very tight. Raya and Weihauser looking at vice champion. Darmon and Pituelli looking to overtake these two. I mean, it's on. It's very much on, Erasem.
It's very much on, and Pituelli is somewhat behind after squat and bench, but she has pulled herself right into contention.
And unfortunately, the third attempt of Luca is unsuccessful, so 2 for 3 in the deadlift event, and that gives her a 397.5 kilo total, the 8th position, a finalist here at Europeans. Next out is Celine Spina from Belgium, jumping 2.5 kilos, 160. She won't be fighting for a deadlift medal. She's too far off, and unfortunately she's not able to register a total after bombing out in the bench press.
And
I think she was a bit too far from the bar here. It started to roll backwards, and she's not able to lift it off the ground.
her second one was super heavy, and I think it just took too much energy out of her. She was also holding her back, so perhaps a slight ache, or let's hope not, but maybe an injury.
It looks more like a tension, not an injury. Hopefully it is. Now Catherine Hall from Great Britain, 165. And her deadlift seemed to cost her a lot because she was looking extra good in both the squat and the bench, collecting medals, silver and gold. So if for next year she can improve her deadlift, she'll be very much in the fight for maybe the win.
Well, let's hope so. And it's super hard towards the lockout, but she manages to pull through. And that is 3 white lights for the Brit.
So
And
she'll end up with 487.5. That's not so far off the podium. And with one more year of training, if she can bump up a deadlift by maybe 10, 12 and a half and 2.5 on squat and bench, she's up there.
She is definitely very much up there, but the standard of the competition is so high right now, you really can't afford to lose kilos on any of the 3 lifts. Gone are the times of specialists.
And now the bar is loaded for Melody Darmon from France. She managed 170 and 180. One final jump of 5 kilos for provisional third position in the class, overtaking the finish for the time being. It is time for Melo to make a case for herself on the podium. Everything you have, one last attempt, one last rep in the quest for the podium. Good lift, Melo from the EPF media team needs a good lift for her last deadlift.
Come on.
Grip it and rip it, Melo, come on.
Oh, she's fighting it, but she locked her knees too soon, I think. And that is gonna be it for Melody Darmon.
And congrats to Mello that almost offered us the best grind ever in the squad event. That could have been a humongous sumo grind. She ends up with 492.5, provisional 6th position in the class. All depending on what the opponents can pull. Let's see what Sofia Raya from Finland does with 190. That's provisional 4th position in deadlift and 3rd in the class for the finish. That would also be a 2.5 kilo personal best. Oh, this one's stuck to the ground and we are seeing attempt changes coming in. That's Crane, it is tilting, he doesn't know yet who's coming. It looks like it's gonna be Janika Silvonen from Finland. And we're looking at a Hail Mary here. She opened with 180, missed 187.5. She's now standing in 7th position in the class, 5th position in the deadlift event. This wants to go from 5th to 3rd in deadlift, but from 7th to 2nd in the class. Talk about a Hail Mary.
She is gonna give it her all or nothing here. And that's the way the game is played. Oh, and she gives it a really good try, but that is gonna be a no lift.
It was quite a reach, to be honest.
It was quite a reach, but it was worth trying. When you have the chance to go for a medal at the European Championships, you take it.
Absolutely. And now looking secured in 2nd position overall, but wanting to grab deadlift gold, Ruth Verhase from Austria, jumping from 195 to 202.5. She's already pulled 210 in competition. That sounds doable for her.
Very much so, and I think she's fairly secure in 2nd place now.
Oh, especially with that last deadlift, she's gonna be untouchable.
607.5 kilo total, and I think she just secured herself the title of vice champion. I don't see the Italians pushing it that much higher. When they have the chance to go for a bronze medal, they will not risk the 7.5 or 10 additional kilos to go for silver.
But she's not secured in deadlift gold. We have 2 more pulls to go. Emilia Pituelli from Italy going for 205. This one's for deadlift gold and 3rd position in the class. This one's to surpass Raya from Finland.
She has taken leaps out of the competition in the deadlift.
Yeah,
She's looking for the final blow to get herself onto the podium.
That would be massive. A 7.5 kilo jump, a match PB. Is that locked out enough? It looks like the 2nd, so it should be yes.
3 white lights. And she gets onto the podium with a massive 205 pull. Gets the bronze medal position in the European Championships. And for now, she's in deadlift gold with a single competitor left who can take it away from her. Your European champion,
Radostina Lulova, the Bulgarian, one last attempt. She's already pulled 230 in competition. She would quote-unquote only need 207.5 for deadlift gold. That would give her 550 in total. She's already the 63 kilo champion. Can she manage to lock this one out?
she can. That is 3 white lights, the deadlift gold, the squat gold, and the European title for Lulova.
Great reasons to be all smiles as she walks out of the platform. So the podium in the class, bronze medalist Emilia Pituelli from Italy, 497.5. with 507.5, Ruth Verhaase from Austria, vice champion. And the gold medalist, the champion, Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria with 550. That was a pretty great session of 63s.
That was a very interesting session, and now for a session that looked very interesting. We've had some surprises.
Yeah, we only have 8 more lifters able to register a total. Openers ranging from 175 now for Dan Andre Ideg to 307.5 for Vasil Bandut. And a beltless pull for Dan Andre. And he secures 630 and a total in the competition.
Despite a few of the podium contenders missing all of their bench press attempts and being out of the competition, we are still looking at an interesting podium fight. After deadlift openers, 20 kilos will be separating second and fourth. And at these higher weights, 20 kilos is not as much as you think.
And 3 white lights from Matthew Hallett with 210. I think he's going to lowball his deadlift a bit because he unfortunately bombed out in the bench press event. He was planning to open with 275, dropped it down to 260 when he felt that the bench was very stiff and he struggled to get into position and could not even manage 260. $250 for Stepan Zimmerman from Poland. That looked pretty comfortable.
3 white lights, a very comfortable first attempt.
Bar is loaded with the same weight for Josh Inman from Great Britain.
Strong looking opening pull.
3
And-
white lights.
And he's even doing it raw.
Bar is loaded for David Rodriguez Campos 260. He managed 310 and 210.
He's looking to be just a bit off the podium, about 20 to 30 kilos off. But with some big jumps and a strong performance, he can certainly get there.
And just like that, I think he's going to secure his total. 3 white lights. And now he can improve his mark and try to pull for position.
Yeah, this definitely looked easy enough so that he has some leeway to jump and up and battle.
Next out is the Icelandic Alex Kamre Orason.
Just
Also-
barely managed to get his third bench press in, but now in contention for the podium.
Not the most simple of lockout, but 3 white lights, a good lift.
A bit of work to lock it out completely. He's gonna want to add some more of that white substance to his thighs. Would you explain what that is?
That is a baby powder or talc, whatever you call it. It is to reduce friction and make for an easier lockout. Very much accepted by the rules. Now Peter Novak from Slovakia, 265 is opener. And did he just put his deadlift suit backwards?
It seems so.
What kind of tactic is that? Seems to be working.
It's a 2-to-1 red light from the center referee. That would be for insufficient lockout, probably. Although it
Are the
seemed
knees
alright.
incriminated here, or the
Let's
hips
see.
and the shoulders?
Well, it looked fairly solid to me from this angle.
I think that should stand.
But yeah, I've heard legends about equipped powerlifters basically just using their squat suit put on backwards as their deadlift suit. And it seems to be working.
Elias Brandecker from Austria opening with 265. The clear favorite of the class. Hoping to reduce his opener by a slight bit.
Just to be sure here. And there is 3 white lights, and he is secure with a total and a 60 kilo advantage.
We have 4 more openers to go. And the next one is 280 for Mikkel Dahl from Denmark. That was pretty explosive. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Pretty explosive, but he's not wanna let go of the bar any earlier than that. It was just about on the floor. At least from what I've seen. Maybe it's just because it was so fast. Oh, and yeah, he held on for definitely long enough. One of the athletes without a total, but very much in the fight for deadlift medals.
To the 1, a good lift. Lack of lockout for the chief referee.
Next lifter up is Estonia's Margit Silva. Opening at 292.
So lack of lockout would mean either the knees, the hips, or the shoulders not properly extended or seated backwards. Doesn't seem to be the case here. Maybe an illusion with the shirt. Now Margus Silbaum from Estonia opening with 292.5. Unfortunately not able to register a bench. The glutes always up in the air on all of his 3 attempts.
3 white lights for his first deadlift. And he is well in contention for a deadlift medal. But unfortunately out of the competition for the overall placings.
The bar is loaded.
The last opener loaded at 307.5 for Vasil Spandut, the Ukrainian who was supposed to be the favorite of the class. Bombed out in the squat, missing 370 all 3 times. He's checking the weight. Apparently it is misloaded.
Oh yes, I think there was 302.5 on the bar. And great catch from the lifter.
Especially when you're fighting for gold, you don't want to proof of nothing. Let's see it. The bar is rolling. And finally it goes up.
And there is a strong first attempt. 3 white lights and another full row of green.
He got me worried there because if the bar lifted off the ground when it made it roll backwards, it would have counted as a first try and this one as a second try. So he would have got yellow lighted.
It's difficult to judge whether something was a reasonable attempt of lifting the bar. Sometimes the lifters really just try and pull the slack a bit too much and get red lighted for basically making 2 attempts at the same time.
But I mean, when the bar lifts off the ground, it should be a reasonable attempt, even though it might just be a strong slack. Let's see what Matthew Hallett can do with 225 in the second round of deadlifts for the 93s. Not the easiest lockout, but a reasonable second attempt. 3 white lights.
Next out, Poland and Stefan Zimmerman. Taking a 15-kilo jump up to 265. The bar is loaded. Let's go.
Multiple attempts at 265 now. The first one being Stefan Zimmerman from Poland. 15-kilo jump. He's trying to secure his hook grip. The thumb just rolled under the bar with the other fingers covering it, acting as a claw. When his shoulders are getting pulled forward. 3 white lights still, but you don't want his shoulders to go even more forward.
Yeah, so far so good, but he's gonna really have to dig deep for his third attempt if he wants to lock it out properly.
The second one at 265, Josh Inman from Great Britain.
Solid second attempt for Josh.
Next out is Iceland.
Yeah, there's room for a third here.
Going for 275. 15-kilo jump.
Next out is the Icelandic Alexandre Orason, making a 15-kilo jump from 260 to 275. This is for provisional silver medal in the class.
He's gonna be trying to one-up Dahl, who'll be on in a couple attempts time to answer. And the lockout is very hard.
2-1, it's borderline, I agree, and one of the referees picks it.
We'll see if the jury has anything to say about that. It was definitely on the limit.
David Rodriguez Campos going for 280 kilos.
And the jury has overruled no lift, lack of lockout.
No lift, lack of lockout,
Yeah.
and suddenly with a 20-kilo jump, we have someone closing in on the podium.
Now David Rodriguez Campos making a 20-kilo jump to go from 9th to 3rd position in the deadlift event. That opener was comfortable just to secure the total. Now it is to move up the rankings. That looks solid. And 3 white lights.
Ooh, weights on the foot. That is not something you want to see.
That's not ideal, but it's extra fuel for that last attempt. to arrive with more anger against the bar. Oh, you want my foot? You're gonna see.
Oh, let's hope it gives him some anger boost.
Some more adrenaline. Now making a 15 kilo jump from 265 to 280 is Elias Brandecker from Austria. He's already the champion, but looking to improve his total. That would give him 910. A smooth hip drop into the bar.
I think that moved better than his opening attempt there.
It looked more technical, a better wedge
Yeah.
for a better outcome. 3 white lights.
I have a question for you as a French person. What is the Portuguese coach doing in an FF4's jacket?
Is because, like I said, David is representing Portugal, but he lives in France.
Ah, okay.
And he is the president of one of the leagues of the French Federation, so very much associated to that French Federation and friends with André Peters, who's the head of the French media team. Novak Peter, 282.5, 3 white lights, an easy second attempt.
Now we have Denmark and Mikkel Dahl coming out for 292.5.
That looked fairly easy. I think he has at least 10 more kilos in the tank. Now on the platform is Mikkel Dahl from Denmark, 292.5, a 12.5 kilo jump.
This is to further solidify his second position overall. And jump back into deadlift silver. There is a strong second pole, 3 white lights for Mikkel Dahl. And he's looking well on his way to securing the title of the vice champion.
A quick clean of the bar before Nikolai Olsen can step on the platform. The Danish jumping 12.5 kilos. This is for provisional deadlift bronze.
Another strong pull, but he once again gets the red light from the center referee.
Do you think he is at risk of an overturn here?
I think this looked pretty much exactly the same as his first attempt.
I also think this one should pass. But it is very hard to judge the shoulder lockout from the front. So if you have a doubt, you might want to give that to the jury for a better decision. The last 2 attempts of the second round, Margus Silbom and Fasil Spandut. 310 for Margus. That's provisional gold medal in the deadlift. Not the most convincing lockout.
A 2-1 and the red light from the middle. This time seems to be a bit more deserved. We'll see on the replay and whether the jury has a say about it.
Keep in mind this is the angle from which he receives a white. But that left shoulder seems to be very much in front of his body and still moving. But by the looks of it, it should be fine. Moving on to Vasil Spandut from Ukraine, jumping 7.5 kilos. That makes it an equal personal best of 3:15.
Three white lights, a strong second attempt for the Ukrainian. who seems to be the favorite to take home the deadlift medal.
Deadlifts. Matthew Hallett starting up with 230 on the bar. Two good deadlifts.
So the deadlift rankings for now: in bronze medal position, Mikael Dahl from Denmark; silver medal position, Markus Silbom from Estonia; and with 315 in the lead, Vasil Spandut. Provisional position with a clear favorite, guaranteed win in the class, Elias Brandecker from Austria with 910. Right behind him, Mikael Dahl with 42.5. And third position, Peter Novak from Slovakia with 827.5. Right behind him, there's only a 7.5 kilo gap. That's one jump. Still doable to get onto the podium.
Absolutely, it's all still to play for here in the 93s.
And Matthew Hallett attempts 230.
Oh, it's super hard work, but just can't get it to lock out. He's really built for squat and bench, struggling on the deadlift.
His quads are just too big, I guess.
Suffering from success, one could say.
Moving on to the British Josh Inman. He opened with 250. He's aiming to secure 272.5 as his last attempt. That would be a match PB.
The bar is loaded for Josh.
And we can even hear some Icelandic support. Oh, it's a big fight. And he locks it out.
Impressive grind. 3 white lights, 8 good lifts.
And that is the thing with conventional deadlift. If you are built for it, you can really grind out.
But you need a very strong posterior chain to be able to do so.
Oh, a lot of RDLs.
He failed the previous attempt at the same weight.
Next attempt is 275 for Stepan Zimmerman from Poland. He also opened on 250.
The bar is
His
loaded
last
for
lockout
Novak.
was 50-50. Watch out for the shoulders. Setting up his whole grip as if he had straps almost. Don't get pulled forward. Oh, it's not even gonna go up. That is surprising actually, but we know that the stick input of the sumo is really at the bottom, but that second one flew off the ground. It was just difficult at lockout.
I guess just not there today. And we are starting off the showdown for the podium, for the medals.
Absolutely, Erasem. Alex Combre Arason from Iceland pulling to get onto the podium. This wants to go from fourth to third position for the time being, with a lot more deadlift to go, but still his own destiny relies on this one. Can he lock it out?
It
Will
looks
that be
better
enough?
this time, and it's 3 white lights. He is back into the podium, but there's gonna be competitors trying to take it away from him.
Attempt changes coming in. Who would that be for? Is it still David? No, it is Peter Novak. Obviously dropping down his attempt to try and secure the podium to surpass the Icelandic. Peter is now in fourth position with that 290. He would regain the third. Bar is loaded. It's going down, Erasem. It is going down. in the 93 kilo class.
This is the one man who can take it all away. Corazon currently sitting in third position. Will he be there for long? It seems not. 3 white lights and Novak takes the bronze medal position away from the Icelandic.
Let's see what David Rodriguez Campos can do now with 292.5. This one's for a provisional deadlift medal. He opened with a conservative 260, passed pretty easily by 280. This is 12.5 more than his second attempt. And that would be a 10 kilo PB on the platform for the Portuguese.
Let's see if he can do it.
One final rep for a chance at a podium in the deadlift for David. The most tension possible, the best bracing possible. Everything you have on this one repetition.
Come on!
He's gonna stay stuck at the knees, but great effort nonetheless from the Portuguese. That gives him 800 as a total, a well-rounded total.
A beautiful total. And now we have our podium spots pretty much determined here. But one thing that is not determined yet are the deadlift medals. Everything can shift around.
Absolutely, you have 5 more attempts, most of them shooting for gold. But this one is shooting for bronze. Elias Brandecker going for 305. He's already the champion. Everyone in the class knows it, but he wants a deadlift medal. So a 25 kilo jump it is.
This would also jump him further up the overall rankings.
Is that locked out enough? I don't think so. No lift.
Unfortunately not.
So he will stay third in terms of best lifters overall so far in the Opens, behind Mariusz Grotowski and Antti Savolainen, both in the 66s. That next attempt is also a pretty big jump. It's Mikkel Dahl from Denmark going from 292.5 to 310. Just 1 kilo shy of his PB of 311. Surely a Danish record. That would give him 860 as a total. He's already at silver overall, but that would give him silver for the time being in deadlifts.
This would definitely add a cherry on top.
Come on.
And I think he's got it. There is 3 white lights and he takes the deadlift silver position for the time being. There's 2 competitors who can take that away from him.
Nikolai Olsen is not one of them because he's taking 310. He's aiming for the bronze medal. Unfortunately, he missed out on bench, so not able to register a total, but he could be grabbing a medal in the deadlift event.
And I think depending on how this goes, we're gonna see an attempt change from Seelbaum. Surely. Surely. This time he was significantly forward, and that's gonna be a no lift, unfortunately.
So why would you think Marcus Silbaum will change his attempt?
I think the reasonable thing here would be to go for 317.5. Try for the gold, but not overshoot, because a 15 kilo jump seems like a lot there, but they don't seem to be changing it.
I mean, he doesn't really have anything to lose. He missed out on bench. Why not go out on your shield in deadlifts? This wants to end on a high note and try and push for gold in the deadlift event.
He's gonna have to dig out every last bit of strength he has left to get this. Let's see if that was locked out. It was. It's 3 white lights. And it's a good lift for Margus Silbaum, who takes the deadlift gold for the time being.
But Vasil Spondut has dropped down his attempt to also 325. He has the body weight advantage against Silbaum. So if he can manage that one, he will recollect.
Deadlift PB. The bar is loaded. Let's make some
It's a 10 kilo jump for Vasil.
decision.
That would be a 10 kilo PB.
Very much doable for the Ukrainian, judging from his second attempt.
The last attempt of this flight of 93s.
For deadlift gold medal.
Gold on the line. Is that enough? No, it's not.
It's a 2-1 no lift for the Ukrainian. The jury will take that under review, but I think he
Oh.
might have dropped the bar too early.
Both of his thumbs opened up. I can see him walking out of the platform with bloody thumbs on both sides. So no gold medal for the Ukrainian.
But absolutely maximal effort.
Podium in the deadlift with 310. Mikkel Dahl from Denmark in bronze with 315. Silver medalist Vasil Spondut from Ukraine. And the gold medalist with 325. Margus Silbaum, the Estonian. Final placings. On the third step of the podium, the Slovakian Peter Novak with 835. Vice champion from Denmark with 860. Mikkel Dahl, and the champion, the Austrian Elias Brandecker, with 910. That was an eventful flight. It was a pleasure sharing it with you, Razem, and you watching at home. We'll be back at 4 in the afternoon for the second flight of the day. See you then.
See you then.
equipped powerlifting European Championship in Pilsen, Czechia 2025. These women will be given their participation medals by our meet director, Vladimir Mati, and the president of the Czech Powerlifting Federation, Miroslav Vacek. And Javier as well. They will all be given participation medals that will be followed by the individual lift medals and of course the total podiums. Well done, guys. You have done amazing today. We're gonna start with the squat medals. In squat bronze from France, Melody Dalmon with a 205 kilo squat. Squat silver goes to Great Britain's Catherine Hall. 205 kilos as well, lighter on body weight. And squat gold goes to Bulgaria's Radostina Lulova with a 240 kilo squat. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. Moving on to the bench press medals. Bench bronze goes to France, Melody Dalmon. 107.5 kilo bench, well done. Bench silver goes to Finland and Sofia Raja. 117.5 kilo bench. And bench gold goes to Great Britain and Catherine Hall. 117.5 lighter on body weight. Thank you so much, guys. Now for the deadlift medals. Deadlift bronze goes to Austria and Ruth Wiehauser. 202.5 kilo best attempt. Deadlift silver goes to Italy and Emilia Pituelli. 205 kilo deadlift. And deadlift gold goes to Bulgaria and Radostina Lulova with a 207.5 kilo deadlift. Thank you very much. For the total podium of the minus 63 ladies, we have bronze medalist from Italy, Emilia Pituelli, with a 497.5 kilo total today. Silver medalist is Austria's Ruth Wiehauser, with a 507.5 kilo total. And the European champion in the minus 63 kilo category is Bulgaria's Radostina Lulova with a 550 kilo total. Please all stand up for the national anthem of Bulgaria. Congratulations, well done, and thank you very much. Once again, let's give this group a big round of applause as they exit the platform with the technical controller. You have done amazing in this European Championship of Equipped Powerlifting in Pilsen. We will go straight into the medal ceremony for the 93 kilo men that also just lifted. Let's see if they're all ready. If there anyone that is not in the wrapping room of the 93 kilo men, go there now. You need tracksuit, you need sport shoes, and you need to go with the technical controller in on the platform. In 1 minute. We are welcoming the men of the 93 kilo category in on the platform with the technical controller. Give them a big round of applause. Here they are. They have all done an amazing job in this championship of equipped powerlifting in Pilsen, Czechia 2025. They will be given their participation medals, and then we will give them the individual lifts medals followed by the totals, of course. For the squat medals, squat bronze goes to Great Britain's Matthew Hallett with a 350 kilo squat. Squat silver goes to Iceland and Alex Cambry Orson, 357.5 kilo squat. And squat gold to Austria's Elias Brandecker, 365 kilo best attempt. Thank you very much and well done. For the bench medals, we have in bench bronze, Romania and Don Andrei Hideg, 225 kilo bench. Bench silver goes to Slovakia and Peter Novak, 225 kilos and lighter on body weight. Bench gold goes to Austria and Elias Brandecker, with a 265 kilo bench. Thank you very much. Well done. Deadlift medals. Deadlift bronze goes to Denmark and Mikkel Dahl, 310 kilos. Deadlift silver to Ukraine, Vasil Spandut, and 315 kilo best attempt. And deadlift gold goes to Estonia's Margus Silbaum, 325 kilo deadlift. Thank you so much, guys, and well done. On to the total podium. Bronze medalist from Slovakia, Peter Novak, with an 835 kilo total. Silver medalist from Denmark, Mikkel Dahl, 860 kilo total. And the European champion of the minus 93s is Austria's Elias Brandecker, 910 kilo total. Please all stand up for the national anthem of Austria. Congratulations, well done, and thank you so much for taking part. Give these guys a final round of applause as they exit. Thank you so much, guys. You have done amazing, all of you.